Are we recording now?
Oh, expert in PR, Laura Collins.
Hi, everyone.
Thanks for joining us. And we're going to talk about PR do's and don'ts for your business. So we're very excited. It comes right from the blog on Infusionsoft. And so we know that you want to get the word out there and you want to make sure that you are hitting all the right points when it comes to publicity. So we have our expert here and we're going to talk to you about all these points. Again, there's 12 points on the blog, but we just have a few that we want to share with you today. So point number one is do research. And Laura, what can you tell us about doing research for PR?
I think with any kind of marketing or any kind of customer relationship, you always want to tailor your message to the person that you're talking to. And it's really important that before you pitch any media that you do your research and you understand if the topic you're pitching is relevant to the articles or blogs that they write. You want to look at any recent stories that they've done to see if you can connect it to the pitch that you're trying to send in. But the last thing you want to do is pitch a reporter about dog adoptions when they cover restaurants. Right. So do your research and know who you're pitching and what they're interested in.
Exactly. And there's lots of ways that you can do research. You can look at them on Twitter, LinkedIn, if you don't have a specific platform to do that, like a software for PR, but you could definitely look them up on Twitter. I know a lot of reporters are on Twitter and they have the bio of what they cover, so that's very important to know. Here's a don't spam or blast them, right?
Yeah, so there are some tools out there that can get you in trouble. You can mail merge all of your media contacts together and send one pitch to everyone. And again, not all reporters, in fact, no reporters are exactly the same, and they all cover different beats and different topics. And so you want to make sure that you're not blasting every single reporter or blogger on your media list the same message.
Exactly. Yeah. And then just try to personalize, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. You want to personalize your message. It can be good to, call out, I know you cover this regularly, or I saw a recent article you did and I thought you might be interested in this. Just connecting it to what you know that they cover and they're interested in.
Yes, that's very, very important. And this kind of goes hand in hand to that one, and that is don't harass. And what can you tell us about that?
I think all of us are really eager and excited to get our stories out there in the media, and follow-up is definitely important. And I'm not saying don't ever follow up, but I think as a best practice, it's good to probably follow up just a couple times. And if you don't hear back, it generally means that they're not interested. And so the last thing you want to do is, send them an email or call their phone every single day for weeks at a time, because all they'll do is put you into the junk folder so that all your future pitches never even reach their inbox. They'll just file it away as a, do not open crazy person email.
Yeah, and you definitely don't want to be blacklisted, especially if you might have an interesting story down the line. They just maybe were too busy to respond to the story that they didn't, want to work on.
Yeah, and I think it's important too. Don't get down if you don't hear back. You're going to send a lot of pitches and you're never going to hear back, and that's totally okay. It only takes one, reporter or blogger to write back and to get that one story. So don't give up if you don't hear back. I've sent thousands and thousands of pitches and never heard back. But I've also landed a lot of great stories from pitches as well.
Yeah. Okay. So another don't is don't put a lot of investment or spend a lot. Is this right up front or in general?
I think before you invest in PR at all, you want to understand what you're trying to achieve and what your goals are. And some people make the mistake of maybe hiring a PR agency or which can be expensive, and it's not always right for a small business. And so we recommend that as a small business owner, your stories probably really well, and you can go ahead and try some PR tactics on your own. And if you see some success there, maybe it's something you want to put more investment to. But, start with what your goals are and what you're trying to achieve, and, start small before you you go in,
all
super big. Yep.
It's a big investment because the ROI might not be as big, right? Yeah. So you want to try it on your own as well. But here we have a couple more do's, and then after that, we're going to open the forms for some questions. And you can always ask those questions even after the live is over. Otherwise, go check out our blog in the link below. But here's the do. Do set goals and KPIs because...
Yeah, I mean, I think with any activity that you're going to invest in as a small business, you want to understand what your goals are, and you want to know that it's going to have an impact on your overall goals as a business. And so make sure that you're creating some goals around any PR activities that you have. And I would think beyond just, media hits, and I would look at things like social engagement. Are people sharing or commenting or liking the articles that I have secured? Or I would even look at traffic. Are the articles I'm lining up online, are they resulting in people visiting my website or searching in my company's name? And you can sometimes even follow those through the funnel to see if an article results in customers. There's been plenty of times that we've tracked an article from the media site to our own website and followed it through the funnel, and we've landed dozens of customers off of an article, but you wouldn't know that unless you set that up and you make sure to track it.
Right, ahead of time. And it's very important to know, again, like speaking of ROI, how many people are coming to your website or becoming customers because of your PR. So it's this one is actually very important. And another one, and this is our last tip that we're sharing live, is do share your story across multiple channels. And that one's very important because, I can give my take back, I know yours.
Yeah, I think you always want to be telling your own story, and you have your own properties that you own, like your website or your blog, and those are great places to feature stories, and then you can share those stories out with the media, and if you're lucky, they may include a link back to your blog, which would be great to get that extra traffic and visibility. But you also want to share your stories across social platforms. So if you get an article on a blog, you want to make sure that you're sharing that on your social channels to extend the reach. And I think also, looking at YouTube and some of the channels that we're doing today to talk about this are also a good idea.
Yeah, and then you have more, different angles and different buckets on your social media channels. So if you're constantly sharing a specific type of post on your Facebook page and you don't have a lot of PR on there, it's really good to mix that in. And then people see a different angle, whether that's from the media, from maybe you got an award, and it's just very important to highlight across all the channels that you're on, including website and anything like that.
And I think, a lot of times we pitch the media stories and they write them, but oftentimes they're just doing their own research and they're looking for experts. And so if you're sharing stories related to a particular topic across your website, blog, or social channels, you're increasing your chances that someone from the media might find it on their own and reach out to you as the expert. And we've had that happen a lot of times where someone sees something on our blog or comes across our website because of a search they did on Google, and they reach out to us because they're doing a story on a particular topic. We even had the New York Times reach out to us once because they were doing a search on top solutions for small businesses to manage customers. So
awesome. So you never know where it could land if you're just doing that extra step of sharing it all across. So now we're going to open the forum for questions. And if you are not watching this live, if you're watching the replay, go ahead and ask us questions as well, and we will get back to you. So thank you guys for watching.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Laura. And we'll see you next week.